the privilege, the waving standard which emboldens the free shall always be a flag of liberty. We shall emerge triumphant from this ordeal, and through the crucible unscathed will pass. When we are poised the wounds of battle to heal, we shall remember those who died in mass. Then shall our trumpets build the glorious sign,
And of course, I will say good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and to some of you, good night, depending on your time zone. This is a Radio Biafra Extra, and we are streaming live through Biafra Human Right and Freedom Radio Station. Biafra Human Rights Station, radio station, is a child of circumstance. It is being anchored by Mazi Uche Ukafomefo, who hails from Abatete in Anambra State, and of course Anambra State, Biafra land. Mazi Uche Ukafomefo is the man who has simply assured us that he will not allow the heart of this project to see corruption. This is one word we do not expect everybody to understand the mindset behind those words, but we know that one day you. And by the grace of Chukwu Kika Biama, I remain George Onyibe. I come from Abo. Abo is in Anyoma Kingdom. Anyoma Kingdom is in Delta State. And every piece of land in Delta State is Biafra land. And of course, as always, I begin to appreciate our brothers and sisters across board who are working hard, even without being recognized, to ensure a complete emancipation of our people. Enemy of our people, those who want us to those who are trying to tell us how we can manage our problem for the sake of unity, is the enemy of our people. They must understand that no matter what happens, we cannot be distracted. We remain focused. And so men and women who made this possible, because if you have the capability, the capacity to be able to engage truth, fairness, righteousness, equity as a human, believe me, you made so much sacrifice. But who am I to continue without acknowledging the Creator? We call him by different names. But where I come from, he is Chukwu Okike Abiama. He is Chukwu Orisebinigwe. We become unfair when we fail to acknowledge him, knowing fully well that he is the power that shapes our way. And as always, I say to him this evening, Anyị na jage mau maka n'eziokwu ebo so mai ịhụnanya na gị obiọma gị o juru anya dadi o ịmakwa n'inwe gị mgbanwe ọ dịghị onye dịka gị ebo Alpha na Omega dadi anyị niile na-asị na ede mao ise. And of course, this evening, without wasting much of our time, let us go to our theme of discussion, because we will continue doing what we are doing until our people are completely delivered, spiritually, physically, and otherwise. Have you ever wondered why, for how many years, we are still preaching the Bible? Nobody have been able to exhaust the whole of the Bible. These are books, I must tell you, if I act carnally and say they are written by men, those men must have had divine encounter. A book that cannot be exhausted. We have been preaching the Bible for how many centuries? Yet every day, new knowledge comes from there. And I give God the glory. I'm not here to debate about its authenticity. I am just here to tell you that in the midst of foolishness, there is wisdom. No wonder his songwriter say, the steadfast love of our God never ceasing. His mercies never come to an end. They are new every morning, new every moment. Great is the faithfulness, O Lord. Oh, great is the faithfulness. The wisdom of God is contained in the word of God, and I tell you tonight, if the Bible is the handwork of men, those men are not ordinary. But this is not a church service, I must remind you. The same way we will talk about Biafra from Genesis to Revelation, from morning till night, from Costa Rica to Ethiopia, we will not have any boundary, not until it has fulfilled its real purpose. We go nowhere. You won't understand. We are here again. Even when it is not within our power to do that, we push ourselves to an extreme. And that is why I keep thanking people. People like Majo Bidio Bienu. People like Solomon Ebu. Won't I mention Dr. Kado? Leaders of other pro-Biafran group ranging from Asare Dokobo to the rest of them. But don't worry. We keep sowing the seed. Those who are meant to water will keep watering. Am I talking about daughters of Zion? Don't worry, all of you. Keep doing what you are doing. I can assure you this evening that all of you are making positive impact. And so the enemies of our people who think that, oh, they are distracted, we said it, they go nowhere. Yes, we go nowhere. Because our perimeter have been defined already. We go nowhere. And so the next generation must take note. You must observe. Don't segregate. Don't choose side. That is what I keep telling them. Choose the side of the truth. This evening, I want us to briefly look at a topic entitled, Our Negligence is What Has Led Us to This Present State of Failure. Our negligence. When I mean our negligent, all of us, from those who sit in their ivory tower and rule over us, from those who manage to survive from the lowest of dungeon in Biafra land, from those who flies on the wing of religious pinnacle, all of us, we've neglected our duties, and that is what led us here. Today, people don't understand the position where we are. Every genuine Biafran who has led this struggle in one front or the other, they all know the truth. We all have one fear. We all have one pain. We all have one sorrow. I want to talk in a language not everybody can understand. Because if you have not been there, you have not been there. We could have been talking about Nigeria. We've come acquaintance. We've come intense with their nonchalant behavior. And so it's not new. If I go back to Nigerian newspaper headline today, you will hear, oh, 1 million was stolen. Hey, a boy raped 3 years old girl. Ask, if he raped primary school people, but those are not our concern. Fulani herdsmen can kill 1 million. We are used to ensure that if we must die, we will tell you how we will die. That is when I see people like Nnamdi Kanu threatening people like me. I shake my head. To the extent he came on Radio Biafra and he told them that if George Onyibe akpa ike, me. I have arranged alu for you. I have arranged anga for you. Every cane you want, they are waiting for you. But if I will go down, I will tell you how it's going to be. This is how it's supposed to be. And then those of you who don't have the capacity to embrace the truth, to reveal the truth, to investigate the truth, get out of my platform. I'm not talking to you. After all, some of them called Noah a drunkard. But when the journey began, it was too late. But our duty is to begin to tell our people, we failed here. When you go on onye ọzọ gwa n'ọnụ ireshi ọ nọkọsị ọkpọ yiyi nwene ya jekọda gwa n'ọnụ ireshi ọ wụ n'ele kesị na ọra kpọ yiyi. Our negligence is what has led to the present state of failure in our land. When we look at a contemporary society structure, we will see that our people has failed woefully. Biafra has failed woefully. I was discussing with one of my auntie today, and she said to me, I just don't know what to do. I have 6 children. I went through her to make sure all of them graduate, and all of them are graduate. The last born graduated maybe 5 or 6 years ago. And so the first son would have graduated over a decade. I mean, even the third son would have graduated over a decade. And this is a woman who has 6 sons. 6 sons trained by hard-earned money. And as we speak, all of them came out with first-class upper. None of them have been employed. He said, my son, what do I do? This frustration is killing me. And I say, Mommy, don't worry. The most important thing is that they have graduated. You never know what will come up tomorrow. And now that they have prepared, when opportunity comes and they fill in the gap, that is good luck. He said, it's true, my son. And then we move on. And at that very moment, I begin to reason. I begin to think. It's not about talking about, oh, Fulani kill us, oh, Fulani rape us, oh, Fulani this one, oh, Fulani do this one. We were the one who gave them that power. We gave them that privilege to do what they are doing. But then, tonight, I want us to reveal ourselves, but I'm talking to the governors at this moment. Governors of every state where you have Biafra. Of course, we have some Biafra in some states where the governors are not Biafra. I'm not talking to you. It is our negligence. Negligent, overlooking, ignoring matters of utmost importance as regard us as a people. You keep quiet. It doesn't concern you. But it does. Like I said, if we look at a contemporary society structure, you will see our people are backward. I know a lot of noble men and women. I keep using this word for you because you are. Most of them who are in UK, since Idiot Okano said all of you are rat in the cage, your body don't come down now. What is happening, he cannot control it. The only way he can get control of his life is to repent. He told us, when I preach, hold pen and paper. And we did. And he said, by the time you notice that I begin to tell you, anybody with gun should shoot him. Now he has started that language. We won't shoot him. He needs to be alive and be born again. We'll deliver him properly. All of you in UK who are rats in the cage, don't you think something is wrong? But you keep quiet. You are very noble. You are disciplined. How do I qualify you? You are angelic Gabriel. We must not afford to deceive ourselves. We cannot do that. There is simply nothing to show that we have structures put in place that ever worked for the development of our land. Nothing put in place. If we look at our leaders in time past that we talk about, in some of my broadcasts I have talked about Sam Mbakwe. I don't know who Sam Mbakwe is. And when he was the governor of Imo State, I don't think I am more than I do not know Eyo Eta. And whenever he handled a position in the eastern region, Biafra land here in the Nigeria, I'm very sure I was not born. I do not know who Mbonwe Ejike is. When he ruled Nigeria, when he did his exploit, paying great attention to the plight of our people, I was not born. Should I begin to talk about people like Akanebian? Honestly, where do I start from? Philip Effiong, I was not born in their time. It is a privilege I saw Ojukwu, but when he did his exploit, I was not there. But something about Sam Mbakwe, as a child, let me digress a little bit. My father's second son is very fair, because my mother is fair and my father is black. And then I took after my father, and then he took after my mother. Very fair. But I couldn't figure it out. But of course, now I have come of age and I understand why my father did those things. He looked at my immediate younger brother. They call him names. Names like Ochombiao, Mmanebuego, Onyocha Nayadioji, Sam Mbakwe. Sam Mbakwe almost took the name. Those of you from Imo State, how far are you taking care of the wife of Sam Mbakwe? These people in their prime, in their youthful age, they made sure that a lot of things happen. They built companies and industry. Today, I call upon you, Governor. What do you do for us? Oh, they do flyover. Oh, they tied road. Oh, they speak BB grammar inside newspaper. Who is deceiving who? Dangote may not be a Yoruba man, but there is no way any Biafran, let me come down to a normal language, there is no way any Igbo man will exercise the same rights with a Yoruba man in Lagos, even though we know Lagos don't belong to Yoruba, it belongs to Benin people. Dangote may not be a Yoruba man, but of course they are working very hard to introduce Emir in Lagos. Yoruba will soon go back to, in fact, they will chase them out of Ogun State. This thing we are saying now, everybody is playing ninja man. Don't worry. If Dangote is building refinery, do you know how many youth that will be pulled off the streets? If they are telling you for almost a decade now about the Chad Basin, oil exploration, do you know how many youth of the north that have been pulled out of the streets? Have you tried to take statistic record of SPDC, any Saipen among others? Go and check those who work for them. You will understand what we are saying. I'm not talking about them now. I'm asking our governors for the past 20 years. Have you tried to control unemployment? Have you fought within our territory to give us employment? That is not part of you, the reason we voted you, if whoever we voted you in the first place. You give us special security. Most of you do not know that when Nnamdi Kanu is telling you that he has introduced a Southeast security platform. David Umahi should tell us the difference between Nnamdi Kanu Southeast security platform and that of his own. Yeah, this is ESM, Ebonyi State. E. S. Security. Then N. Neighborhood. All those things you people are doing. Anilene nyibwe kachenon imo feu. Anilene nyibwe kachon imo feu. Makene jabu kimo fonye nyampiamane. All of you, every governor from Akwa Ibom in Biafra, all of you, you are doing ninja man. Something that will happen, you people are not ready for it. And as much as we come here to talk about the atrocity of Nnamdi Kanu against our people, you think we don't know the governors who are supporting him? You people cannot stop us. It doesn't matter who you are. I just want our people not to be negligent. You have 8 years maximum. You move to another 8 years, we will be following you. And that is why I keep telling the next generation to be up and doing. Those of you who keep quiet, we know what you can do. Those of you who are talking, we know what you can do. We are only appealing to you. Understand on the expense of who you are doing all these things. In the past 20 years, in 2 decades, what have any governor, any senator, anybody done for us? So when we graduate from school, he said that we run to Lagos or we run to Abuja. I'm focusing on governors, but I will reveal other people. And then our women will be left at home. And then Fulani headsmen, those born to rule, will be raping our women and committing atrocity. You think every Biafra woman they rape talk? On this platform, we are calling you. You answer. Answer. It is our negligence that has led it that way. We found ourselves at a particular moment where all we needed was to be able to congregate around one another, create one impenetrable unit that will enable us begin like a functioning society. And when Nnamdi Kanu project himself as somebody who can deliver, we followed him. We followed him. Go and start from the first line of defense. Principal, genuine officer who have fought for this struggle, have encountered them. Go and start from people like Chidebe Rongudiwe. Go and ask them about me. We don't give a hoot about who you are. We don't know any geology. We neglected our duty post. This is what it has cost all of us. Tell me one achievement that the government of our land, now I'm not talking about Nigeria, all of you have done. Are you working to make sure that our graduates are not roaming the street? Do you know how many graduates that miss concrete for me? Do you know how many graduates that are driving Okada, Keke na Pepe? Do you know how many of them? And that is why sometimes everything we have learned in school, we want to destroy it because it's useless. Because we neglected our duty post. In the past 20 years, can any government of our people tell us what they've done for us? Other than to create security agency that will kill us, mow us down, court system that will make sure we will never have justice? But you are not alone to be blamed. All those things you are doing, we have seen people like you. We have seen people like Obumudia, Edo State, Bende State. We have seen people who neglect the well-being of their people. Look at what is happening. Hausa Fulani are building industries to make sure nobody is idle in their region. Anyone that is idle, they give him AK-47. Irrespective of the fact that Nnamdi Kanu is trying to intimidate all of us. Don't you know you people are supposed to be even giving us AK-47, for God's sake? It's all employment. How many billion have been projected, pushed into paying bandits? I'm not talking to anybody. I'm talking to my people. And then we cross our leg and say, oh, the northern governors has paid Fulani herdsmen 20 million. This is employment, for God's sake. And now the Kano, with the money we give to him, he now organize some people. They now come out and say, oh, we are killing you. We will kill you. We will kill you. You are killing your people. Don't you have? If you are doing what you are doing, we come in peace. Let me try to expatiate it because I do not intend to spend more time here. Our religious leaders do not have any legacy we can look up to. I'm talking about Biafrans. We neglected it. In as much as I know your problems, but you have not tried. Because in the midst of your problem, there is this church they call OPM. The man has tried so much, though still on a local level. He has boutique where he gives those who are naked, he clothes them. He have restaurants where those within those houses who cannot feed can go there and eat. He built schools that are free education. He has empowered many Biafran people, in fact, Nigerians. I don't know the name of the pastor, but OPM, we follow what they do. And that is why I'm making effort to see that I go back to our root. Because our people need to know the truth. That man is a truly traditional man of God. Original, no counterfeit. I don't know his name. And so if you are a man of God, a Biafran, don't you see what Oyedepo is doing? Despite the fact they build big school and collect big money. But at least, if you go to Winners Chapel belonging to, Covenant University belonging to Winners Chapel, I can assure you that almost 80% of the students, if not 95%, is our people. Am I condemning them? No, they are doing well for their people. So our religious leader, can you people come out and tell us what you have done in our land? We can look back and begin to appreciate God for your life. You want us to be comfortable in heaven when a temporary place we are not comfortable? You want to lead us to eternity? We don't trust you until you change. If we don't talk to you, don't forget I'm a reverend like you. And to tell you I have the moral standing and will be justified before God and man, those of you who know me on ground know that I am the owner of Juniper Academy. Juniper Academy, for some reason, have been shut down because of my activities within Nandekano. I did not own a school because I want to own a school. But as a reverend, a general overseer of the Sanctuary of God Church, I looked at my congregation and I saw that the level of poverty among some group of my members is unbelievable. Our duty is not to collect tithe and offering. Our duty is to make our church member become heroes. Most of them were Ogwaja, if you understand what that means. Today, they are graduate and they work in oil company. In fact, more than 50% of my church member at the initial stage, all of them work in oil company. But in the midst of all of them working in oil company, they were pushing wheelbarrow and among other things. They are listening to me and they know I lie not. And one day I saw a brother who is much, much younger than me. He had so many children, up to 9, at the age of 40 or 35. He has up to 9 children. The job he does, they don't even pay him up to 1,000 naira a day. I can't bear the cry of the children. I'm talking to pastors now. And then I went to visit the brother. And I said, why are you having so much children when you know you can't afford to them? And he said to them, if God give, why will I reject? Chapter close. So he believed that if he sleep with a wife and have 100 children, it's God that give. He won't reject it. I know I cannot persuade such men. But then I have to look for a way to help those children. Because they did not commit any crime for coming into the world. These were the things that informed me to open Juniper Academy. People know. In fact, when I shut the school down, I couldn't have rest for more than 3 months. Communities gave me land. Everybody wanted me to start all over again. But I knew with the position we find ourselves, people like Nnamdi Kanu will pay Nigerian government to kill us and it's chanting Biafra, Biafra, Biafra. You think it's Amadu Bueu? And so I opened the school. Over 75% of my students were on free education. So their parents don't become lazy. I tell them you buy uniform. We even have health facilities taking care of all of them. And the beauty of it is that I have millions of children who think I'm their father. To make sure the children are happy. So if their father or their parents are not doing well, they know daddy in the church is doing well for them. They are all there. Most of them are even taller than me now. But little speck of love I gave to them, you cannot overrule it for the rest of their life. This is just a mushroom church. Imagine if I have a private jet. I will make sure that all those people, there are some of them, they call me daddy. Some father even dash their children to me. These are our people. Can I talk about him here? I don't think I've seen him in almost a year or 2 years now. But he still sees me as his father. And his father dashed him to me, including his mother. And then you are a man of God. You're telling us during COVID-19 you buy private jet. You are a Biafra man of God. You are telling us that you don't understand. I can come here now and castigate Yoruba men of God, but believe me, they are intact. And so we out of negligence, that is why we are here. Are we talking about the Muslims? We look at our political leader like I was saying earlier. What is their agenda? Go and look at all the political leaders within Biafra land. Their own is to destroy their arrival. That not much. What is the agenda? Which company did you build to reduce unemployment? If we ride a keke na pepe, you will band it and give us 3 cycles. If we ride 3 cycles, you will band it and give us taxi. If you give us taxi, you will give us a bill we cannot be able to pay, even in 2 lifetimes. And you think we're a. Honestly, if you are a governor, tell me what you have done to lift the plight of your people. The small place I'm doing business, some few days ago, some group of youth came in and they gave me list. And the list read, let me paraphrase. Yes, that we, the governors of Ototo Tororo, we are hereby demanding that you pay us so level. So business, 20,000. So business, 100,000. After listing how much I will pay, I just started the business, and then I look at the guy and say, my line of business is not on this list, so I cannot pay. He said, what are you doing here? I said, it's a mortuary. They started laughing. I said, go back to the government that sent you. I tell them I am running a mortuary. Give me the list of mortuary. And they start laughing. Because that is what they do. It's good. Some of you are tying road and doing flyover. It's okay. But does it pay anybody? Does it feed any of us? Let us reason. Let us reason. We have to help ourselves. We used to hear about scholarship. Churches were giving scholarship. Government was giving scholarship. Now this language don't exist in our land again. All of you are preparing now to use some of Nnamdi Kanu boy to do election. We are waiting for all of you. We will expose you. Maybe this will be the time when Fulani governor will take over our land. If you people don't reason. Your children are in abroad taking coronavirus vaccine because they have citizenalized, or is it nationalized? How many lifetimes do you have, for God's sake? And of course, we continue. Our captains of industry and intellectuals does not see any reason why such policies should be implemented in our region. I'm not telling you we don't know what you are going through. When Ibeto cement was still functioning, at least if we are loading trailer, it's okay, we're making money. To offload a bag of cement now is a bag of cement is 30 naira. And some of them can offload up to 500 bags in a day. And then if they offload, for instance, a trailer load of 800, they offload it in a day. 30 naira times 800. These people are making huge amount of money. But Ibeto is gone. You have to be a Biafran that can speak Hausa, maybe compromise and betray your people before you can work for Dangote. Believe me, we have all your records anyway. And so Ibeto is gone. Captains of industry, I'm not blaming you. But somebody need to stake out his neck for all of us. You think what you are doing here, we are enjoying it? We're staking out our life for our people. You need to go and ask Ucheme for what he's going through every day, when he should have been enjoying his money and enjoying with his family. He stick his neck out. Go and ask Obidi. These are people who have worked very hard. How do I put it? Go and ask Omiomio, Iruanya them. You cannot want on any them. Honestly, I respect these people, daughters of Zion them. These people would have just sit back and drink wine and then cross leg and listen as some of you are listening to me. You think we are stupid? Somewhere along the line, somebody have to stand in the gap. This is the reason why we are meant, we will fulfill our duty and obligation. Captains of industry, you cannot hide under the guise that Nigeria will torture you. Nigeria will frustrate your business. We know already. Now, let me tell you, give you a spiritual term so you understand. If you look at the book of Revelation, the Bible says that when the seal was opened, a particular seal, and then in that seal was those that were betrayed, beheaded for the gospel. And John said, they cried out and say, how long, O Lord, will you avenge our death? And then God said to them, don't worry, the number is not completed yet. Which means more people will be beheaded. And once the number is completed, it triggers off an installation that will send forth judgment. All those things they are doing, their cup go full. What is our testimony? Go and ask the early missionaries. Their slogan was simple. The struggle is the glory. And today we will talk about their exploits. The genuine ones, indeed, their struggle is the glory. So captains of industry, what have you done to change the plight of our people? It's easy, they give you condition. You now run to, sometimes you give it up for your people. Simon Bakwe is long gone. His deed, actions, and exploits will be on the list of 1,000 generations of our people. I don't even know who Mbonu Ejike is, Arochukwu man. I don't know who Akanibiam is. I wish I had been able to meet Chinue Achebe. I wish I saw Chukwuman Zogo. Though I met Achuze, but this was the later part of his life. I wish I can have the privilege of sitting with Dim Chukwemeke or Dimegu Ojuku, the original people's general. These are people Nnamdi Kanu should be emulating from. Ojuku is dead. It's almost impossible for anybody to come out and talk down on him. Not even his enemy. And that is to tell you that man is a principled man. In Ikoyi in those days, my relative lived close to his house. And when I go there, he said, beware of snake. He's always there. Very principled man. God bless his soul. You can sacrifice one thing. Good name, they say, is better than riches. Some of you, with all your wealth, the moment you are dead, nobody will know you ever existed. Some of you, you don't have money. But I tell you, people keep talking about you. You think, let's just leave there anyway and move to the next stage. We talk about the common man who has not been able to impart our society with a positive legacy. Common man. Who told you you are common? The common man, what have you done to ensure we are commoners? And in our low state, we show strength with those who think they are high, low, or mighty. Why? Because we want everybody to be happy. I'm very happy today that most people who have been silenced by Nnamdi Kanu as a result of intimidation and the rest of it, they are waking up. Go to my Facebook page, Justice Mariri. On the wall there of my Facebook page, I wrote, I made a design and I kept it there. We cannot be intimidated. We cannot be subdued by intimidation and harasser. You cannot. Believe me, I want peace. It's not easy for me. But sometimes, like I will always remind you, one cannot be a whole. The highest it can be is part of a whole. And so our people must understand that if we fail to do what we are supposed to do, there will be problem. Here on Biafra Human Rights Radio Station, we are calling all of you, come out, come out. Some people think that our duty is a baton on the Kanu. No. He don't even exist. He's regretting his actions. He will continue to do that until he repents. He knows what he's supposed to do. But we cannot ignore such atrocious, hopeless, useless. Which grammar do I use to describe what you have done to our people? But Janjaweed gave him money. He bamboozled all of us. Yes, he delivered and documented. We have been reduced to the level of mediocres because the only thing we have resolved to do is struggling to be empowered to one end and one end alone. Look at us, mediocres. Why? Look at what they've reduced us to. My governor can't even go to Abuja and talk like a human being. He's going to be diplomatic. Or else, DSS will come for him. All those Nigerian political bulldog created by different government of different time. And so when they want to talk about issue regarding others, they say, like governor of Delta State, now if they rape our women now in Abo, and then he has to use his position as a senator or governor to go to Abuja and speak, register his displeasure. This is how he's going to talk. Yes, Akwoyi Excellency. Because he's Abo man. You cannot say Diokpa Excellency. Because Fulani man can charge him for treason. So you got to use the Islamic word, Akwoyi Excellency. Yes, one Fulani just raped one of our sister. I'm not complaining, but please, if they want to rape, they should take permission. This is how it's going to sound. Honestly. Imagine when we begin to rape Fulani women. Imagine we choose to begin to rape Yoruba. That is when you see that there are levels of new introduced grammar that BBC and other media or other English language has not introduced. But honestly, we are human beings. This is Biafra Human Rights Radio. We will do no such thing. We create a scenario for you to understand that what is good for the goose is good for the ganja. We have reduced ourselves to common mediocre. Unlike our founding fathers who've gone before us, they lived a legacy for us that we are seeing today. And so Biafra should not neglect those things that can lead us home. A lot of job is there to be done. We're trying to meticulously and systematically initiate the plan And so in the end, all of us can still smile. Whatever we do, we do it in good faith. That in the end, like our fathers and their father before them would say, Egbe beli, ugo beli. In case he be bena, nkuya kwaya. Yes, in good faith. I want to encourage you. Don't be a spectator in this issue. Don't stand on the line. There is enough room for all of us, ranging from our politicians down to our clergy, all the way to opinion model leaders of thought, all of you good men and women, commoners like me. You know, when you go to London, they have the Lord and the House of Commons. But if you are the Lord, are you a commoner? And this is one thing you will never be able to understand how it feels to be a commoner. At this moment, our lines are open. The WhatsApp line is 070-815-45642. 070-815-45642. I say 070-815-45642 is our WhatsApp line. Please, call in, make your contribution. Remember, we want to go home. And to go home, we need to go through the length and the breadth of Biafra land. So call and make your own contribution. Be free, my brother, my sister. Whatever you have to say, insult me, praise me, acknowledge me, advise our people. That is why we are here in the first place. Okay? And then the direct line is 081 221 52971. 081 221 52971. And of course, for some reason, my line is constantly under attack. But if you're finding it difficult to connect, and you have access to any of my private line, it could be WhatsApp, it could be Facebook, it could be Skype, it could even be Zoom or my direct line. Please, you are free to call in. Of course, during this program. And this having been said, I'll be back in few minutes. The world already understands what we are looking for. I'll be back in a minute. Yes, of course, our target is to ensure that Nigeria is totally dismembered and we are going home. Like I always say, we understand the position we have found ourselves. Most of you may find it difficult to access my WhatsApp line, but then go ahead and connect through my direct line or private number. For some reason, I will not give out my private line. If you have it, you have it. If you don't have it, you don't have it until you have it. The lines are open and you're free to make your contribution. But while this is being done, don't forget, if we neglect our duties and responsibility, there will be problem. You can be a governor now, it's fine. You can be a clergyman now, it's okay. You can be a senator now, very good. But try to consider how you will be remembered. Like I said, if I was born during the time of Simon Bakwe, maybe I should be around 6 years or lesser. But his deed, his legacy, they are everywhere. Very few people to compare with him in the whole of Biafra land. And you have been a governor for 8 years, a senator for 8 years, 16 years, a member of House of the Rep for 8 years, 16 plus 8, which is 24 years. And in fact, almost 3 decades, you've occupied the position of influence and affluence as a Biafran. You did not even build one pure water factory to remove some of our youth from living, to be able to live above poverty level. And then the only thing we see about you is millions of convoy that you have, numbers of security policemen that are right there at your doorstep. Brother, look at your children. You will see they have nothing to offer for the future. And I can tell you, in 2 different generations to come, they will be the beggar now. And so the children of the beggar may be the children of the rich like you. Check your father. You that think you are invisible, you are untouchable. Check who is your father. Only very few of you have a father that is rich and wealthy. If they neglect their duty, you will not be here. And if you neglect your duty, your children will not be there. We must all understand that our duty is to our people. Our duty is to our people. Like I said, if you have access to my private WhatsApp, you're free to call in from there. But if not, you can call our direct line. The direct line is 081-221-52971. The WhatsApp is still trying to perform, but it's still open. You can keep trying it. And then after some few minutes, it's not restored. And then we will bring this program to an end. But like our topic simply implied, our collective negligence is what has led us to this point. The Fulani Hausa collective agenda has led to constant raping, killing, maiming of our people. This is their collective agenda. And I can humbly say that the collective agenda of the Yoruba leaders has given them a amount or a level of security and assurance in the Nigerian state. But look at us. Where are we? When you know the right thing to do, you will only do them when you have a target. We can't be your target, because if you shoot us, you will not be able to shoot successfully. We must change our orientation. We must consider the damage, level of damage that has been done to our people as a result of our negligence. And then we must begin to reconverge, congregate around one another until we have ensured that yes, our freedom is here. And so, I am inching closer to the end of this program because I have challenges that I don't intend to try resolving it while still online. But if you can access any of them, you're free to call in. This is Biafra Human Rights Radio. And of course, the nearest Biafra Nation family around you, you need to identify, because the journey has not only begun, the journey is being renewed, the people are being repositioned, orientation and mindset is being reprogrammed for the good, for the benefit of our people. And that is how it's supposed to be. That is how it's going to be. And so at this moment, I will be signing off. And thank you for being there. Continue to be a genuine Biafra. And we will continue to push until we get home. God bless you and good night from here.
A time for take a walk into a Ciroc and just checkmate where the government people them try to do to us. Every day I see them pocket get.
Yes, I think I have a brother on the line, and that should be Brother Chimezie. Brother Chimezie, are you there?
Hello?
Yes, good evening from here, my brother.
Hello?
Good evening from here. I can hear you, your name, and where are you calling from? Good evening, Brother Chimezie.
Good evening, sir.
Well done, my brother.
Yeah. Before I start with my contribution, good evening to you and yours. God bless you and your family. Once again, good evening to all Biafrans, lovers of freedom and friends of Biafra. Good evening to our able director, Mazi Okafor Uchemefo, and good evening to our daddy, Mazi Obidi Obienu. Good evening to my brother Chris and Solomon, and good evening to all members of Biafran Nation, every ethnic nationalities, and those with different ideologies, but with the concept of fighting for our common freedom. Before I make my contribution tonight, I encourage everyone in Nigeria and those in diaspora to reach out to their families, to their friends, to go support the NINA's constitutional force majeure. Let's support it. That is a step closer home. Because what we suffer today is a common social injustice. And for those who's taking the time this evening to listen to the monologue of Judge Onyibe, what he has said is nothing but the truth. And the truth hurts. But then we have to live in our realities. And what he just said today is our realities. You know, without wasting much time, we are all victims of the society. You know, we need a change. We need Biafra. Biafra is our destination. Biafra is our home. But in pushing for the quest for Biafra, we in Biafra nations welcome everyone from every ethnic nationalities. We welcome all good men of goodwill who wants to join in the force for common good, which is freedom. You know, but you've taken the pain to say the truth times without number, and truth is classy, truth is ageless, truth is timeless. And to all those who are listening, you know, we are all victims of the social injustice in Nigeria. The minute we begin to admit to fight this social injustice, to fight the class war, the caliphate, and to change the narrative, the better for every one of us. As it is today in Nigeria, Nigeria as a country has failed every Nigerian. Yeah, but permit me to use the word Nigeria. I know this is a program tailored for Biafran. And I'm a Biafran, but at the end of the day, we're still within the Nigerian territory. Today, there's no social compact or social program for any Nigerian. The only people that enjoy the common patrimony, our resources, are those corrupt, privileged politicians and the corrupt, privileged elites. The same way every Nigerian is suffering, we have to come together in the understanding that we need to fight the system. Today, if the governor's son is ill, they would use the state resources, or the president's son is ill. Let's take, for example, when Buhari's son had a bike crash, they flew him to Germany. Now, they flew him with the presidential jets, and they used our common money. Now, let's ask ourselves, most of us as Nigerians or Biafrans, who've had our family members, if not ourselves, involved in such a similar situation, the least members of the public could do is to take photos of people who have had some, road fatalities to put on social media, make it to go viral. There's no ambulance that comes to pick anyone up to take to the hospital, or a program where they could say, they lift the person to the hospital, or if the person needs the sort of treatment that is, that needs to be flown abroad. None. These are what we as Nigerians suffer. But the politicians, they don't suffer it. The common corrupt elite, they don't suffer it. The minute to come together to understand that we all need that freedom. Yes, we are for Biafra. You can come for your freedom from Niger Delta, those who want resource control, and those from other ethnic nationalities, from Southern Kaduna, from Plateau, from Taraba, from Gashaka, Gembu, whichever part of the country that you truly want your freedom. Come, let's work together. And how can we work together? There's a single project. Let's support NINAS. Let's support every constitutional lawyer out there that is pushing for the 1999 Constitution to be abolished. Before the 1999 Constitution, we've had other constitutions in Nigeria. They've been abolished, and the least we have now is 1999. Let us give our support. I've tried my best to reach out to people I can reach out to and encourage them. Go and look for Tony Nadi on Facebook, the Lower Niger Congress, and the NINAS. Support that project. Support the Lefarotimi project. All these people are tailored towards the 1999 Constitution to bring it down, so I can have a people's constitution, so I can have a constitution that can address the total grievances that we have in Nigeria today. And once we have that in place, believe you me, we will achieve Biafra quicker than expected. The 1999 Constitution is the problem every one of us is having. It denies us our common patrimony. It makes us to become strangers and slaves in our own land. That today, the man in the center in Abuja would tell me that the man from the Biafran land, he has right and control over my own land. That is not fair. At the end of the day, it's not universal. Let's go out there and support it, and let's understand that irrespective of what platform you are, what we are fighting is the wrong narrative. What we are fighting is social injustice. What we are fighting is inequality. What we are fighting is the uneven distribution of our commonwealth. Support Biafran Nation, support NINAS, and moreover, go out there. If you not sign that petition, you're in Nigeria, go and sign that petition. Put pressure on your senators, put pressure on the House of Rep, put pressure on those politicians. They have to speak for our interests. Yes, we have, like Judge Onyibe rightly said, we have politicians from the Biafran land. They use our interests to bargain for their own selfish interests. Let's put pressure on them. The only pressure you need to put on them, tell them to go out to the red chambers, to the green chambers, and the various House of Assemblies, begin to add their voice to the NINAS Convention, to the NINAS Constitutional Force Majeure. The 1999 constitution needs to go down. And the minute you go down, have the people's constitution, all the grievances, all, not some, not few, all the grievances will be addressed. Every ethnic nationality will be recognized in Nigeria. Today, when they ask the languages in Nigeria, they tend to tell you only three or few, Hausa, Igbo, Yoruba, but that is wrong. From the last statistics, Nigeria has over 250 indigenous languages. What that means is that the man from Ogoni is not recognized. The man from Ogwash is almost like alienated. The man from Gembu in Taraba State, Gashaka, the man from Ukare is not known. The TVs, they are not known. But no, we need to address all these issues. We are all equal stakeholders in this project. George, I say God bless you. Thank you so much. And keep on keeping on. I'm hands on heart. I appreciate the good work you're doing. Trying to be a social crusader, putting out the message that even when most people do not appreciate you, I say, may God in heaven, who sees the heart of men, bless and reward you. He say.
Thank you very much. Thank you, my brother Tim is here. And of course, like I said, it is simple. It is our negligence that has led us to this point where we find ourselves. And there is need for us to refuse not to be that. Our brother has been able to say so much in just few seconds. There is so much to do. But God will not do for man what man should do for themselves. There are a lot of things we intend to do and we are doing already on this very platform, Biafra Human Right and Freedom Radio Station. And of course, this is the umbrella of Biafra Nation. There are a lot of pro-Biafran group who are out there doing what is necessary. And we give our support to all of them. But then, the next generation cannot afford or should not afford to neglect their duty in a time like this. We cannot afford to do that. We cannot afford to do that. We continue pushing. We continue doing what we have to do until we get home. Here's a caller on WhatsApp. And of course, that is my daddy in the Lord. Good evening from here, sir.
Good afternoon from here, my Reverend.
Well done, sir.
Thank you very much, Jabba. Thank you, my brother. Thank you. I was trying to get you, but the Chima is here. Got you before me.
Yes, in most cases, they cripple all my lines. You can't get it. But those people don't know my private line. And so once I get to that stage, I keep battling with it. Those who are calling on WhatsApp now, I think I'm almost disengaging them completely. So in 2-3 minutes, the main studio WhatsApp will be up and running. Thank you for joining me, sir. No, go ahead, sir.
No problem. I understand the difficulty. Just called in to let you know that we are listening, we are learning, we are moving on, and the Satan does not have any place here. The job must continue. Our people must understand what is being said here. As you know, there's a thin line between what we're saying here and what is on the ground. You know, people need to understand that we are here for Biafra restoration. And as long as we are dedicated for this cause, there's no mercy for anyone that will make themselves a stumbling block to these processes. Because no one can argue against what we're going through in that contraption. And I do appreciate that you called out the governors just to let them know that we understand their games. We understand what they are doing. They are pretending as if all is well with them. They are pretending as if they are handicapped. They cannot do anything. And thinking that all blames should be shifted to their slave masters. But we know better than that. And this is why we are calling on them to do what they have to do ahead of time, knowing that we are not sleeping about these things. We are what they are supposed to do. The last time, I don't even know how we get to this point of issues with insecurity in the land. When, from my readings here, it's not hearing from somebody. I have read how much Anambra State, for my own state, I know you are from Anioma, I've read how much they are paid for as a security vote every month. That is that the budget, every yearly budget that they receive to do things in the land. We don't see what they're doing. They're doing a little bit here and there. Some of them are using the public funds to just go in a state capital and do roundabouts and paint them, all kinds of things to show that they are working. Sometimes they will put up, I remember, is it last year that, or last 2 years that Governor Obiano went on Onitsha Bread Bridge, I believe, and put up a sign of fireworks and things that, coating a rotten environment with just painting and everything and showing that he is working. We're seeing all these things, and this is why it's so painful that things are like this. This is why we are crying out. Regardless of how we are understanding, based on the policies, planning government policies that have denied us of so many, we cannot rule out the fact that the governors also have a role to play. I can tell you that Imo State right now, not Imo State, but Abia State, it's like a trash bin. And somebody calls themselves a governor. Abia State, Aba particularly, used to be the commercial hub of the entire West Africa. Given what the people are able to manufacture, first class tailoring, first class shoe industries, and all whatnot in Ariare, Aba. Today, you cannot even drive to Ariare. And I don't know what he wants the people who are trying their best and doing all this and how they are going to transport their goods out of there. So many things. Who am I going to call? Yes, people are saying that Ebonyi State governor is trying. Yes, he's doing well. But at the same time, he should be able to provide the citizens some jobs. We have called upon them to establish trade schools to train our people and allow them to have something to place hands on. Okay, I remember, I think I was reading something about Emerson, how he's now trying to get about 200 students, grants them a scholarship to go through a training for 5 years, I believe, or 2 years. I don't know how much the duration. But I think that it's a long year of apprentice. And things like this, the government should tap in that kind of ventures. And if Innocent is doing 200 students, the government should come in and support him and subsidize for another 200 students. so that by the end of the training, they will double up the employment opportunities for all those people. So many things that can be done to provide jobs for the people. So many things. Okay, I don't know, honestly speaking, and some of these individuals, we understand that they get their education abroad. I don't know what they didn't learn from here or what they didn't see, but for whatever reason, the wickedness is what is going on. The wickedness of suffering the people to the point of death. That's what they're doing. And when people react, you start killing them. When people react, you start inviting your army to come and shoot them. I mean, how else? How else what do you want the people to do? What do you want the people to do? You take all the wealth with you. You did not provide schools. You did not provide nothing for people to thrive on. I don't know what they want the people to do. Just useless everybody and let them just be useless. People go to schools, they come out, they can't even go in a store and buy a single trousers for themselves. They can't even change their shoes. They can't even have a job or wake up to something that motivates them. And you're calling yourself governors. So many things. Okay, and it's so sad that we are here talking about these things, and they are pretending as if they don't know what is going on. I know you mentioned Governor Mbakwe, his blessed memory, I remember that man. I remember even Jim. Let's give an example with Jim Mobudo. Things were not that bad. Within that era, these people were doing things in their own and engaging the youth, providing for the people to have an opportunity. This game of winner takes it all, we don't know where we're going to end with it. But for whatever reason, it's going to end because no condition is permanent. Okay? And I also heard you, my Reverend, when you were calling out all these pastors everywhere. The best profession in our land today is pastor. But it seems like even as the number of pastors are multiplying, the wickedness is multiplying. So what is that telling you? What does that tell you? That most of these people that call themselves pastors are just enemy of the people. They are pastors of the doom. And I can tell you, I'm so proud of the OPM that you mentioned here, my Reverend. You say you don't know his name. Let me, I'm so proud. You know why I'm so proud about him? My Reverend.
Yes, I'm with you.
My Reverend, do you know why I'm so proud about Adam?
Speak volume. But go ahead.
Do you know why I'm so proud of OPM? I'm so proud because that's Wadianam. So I can proudly tell you that it's part of our thing to help people. So I'm very proud of him, and I watch what he's doing here. I'm so encouraged. I pray for him also to continue. Very, very, a very good, godly man, reaching out and doing what he has to do. If we have 5 of Chibuzos as a pastor in the entire Biafra land, the problem is solved. And honestly, I don't even know why somebody is not advising him to come out and run for offices. Maybe it's not his choice. But so far, what he's doing in River State, what he's doing in all over, how he's helping people, it's enough resume to come out in one of the states and they say he wants to be a governor. Okay, the scripture says that to whom much is given, much is required. This is one of the servants that have used what God has given to him to invest. So he has the right for God to give him more. Somebody like this, if the state money is entrusted in him, he can do more. So I'm hoping that people will advise him to come out and run for some of these offices that is vacant. So that even though we're trying to bring down the constitution by the current events now, but as time goes on, somebody like that can come out and be politically strong, just like Pastor Idahosa. When people like Idahosa was there, they knew how to trash. I said, because these are outspoken pastors. We don't know where all these ones that are coming now from who are not doing anything in any way to help the population. All they're doing is collecting from them. They are not, the schools they are building, they are not letting the poor people go to their schools. So I was really proud of myself, proud of the pastor for OPM. When you mentioned his name here today, I see that's why people say that okay, when you're moving, when you're doing works like this, you don't even know how the good work you're doing is touching other people. And I'm so happy for him. I pray that he will continue to do what he's doing, because a lot of people have benefited from his ministry. And I encourage other ones who are not doing to join and do the same thing. That's all I want to say for tonight. I just want to let you know that we are listening, because as you were rounding up, trying to round up, it appears that it seems like you are not being heard. Just want to let you know that you're being heard. Then now you told me the reason you didn't have numerous calls.
Yes.
But before I go, I will encourage our people to support what the Ninas are doing right now. The Ninas are Nigerian indigenous nationalities, alliances for self-determination. That encompasses the lower Niger, which includes even my state, Anambra State. It goes all the way to Cross River, to Ijaw, all those areas. It goes all the way to even the Edos and the Yoruba land. Everyone must support what they're doing. The Yorubas are ready. You can hear them clearly. Our people need to, come around this program. We are counting down. We have, I believe, it's 7 more days to go. That constitution must be brought down. And if there's going to be anything such as Nigeria, which I doubt, the people will have the opportunity to decide that these Fulanis cannot continue to impose themselves on us. And as far as me, Biafra is my destination. That name cannot be buried. Biafra is my destination. So I encourage all pro-Biafra groups. Of course, we are coming together. But if you don't know that we are coming together, we are letting you know that you better come together. It's only when we come together we'll be able to face or deal with what we are facing today. But as you do that, you must stay stable. Don't run away. You must also tell yourself the truth. And more importantly, we must humble ourselves. This is not about, it's not about peacock. It's not about the yeast. We must remove any yeast so that the quality of the bread will be like that of the unleavened bread for the Passover. I want to thank you very much, my brother. May God bless you, and God bless Biafra. Thank you very much, my brother.
Dewo, sir. Thank you for joining me. And of course, our people must understand when we come to the issue of Biafra, there is no two ways about it. We have neglected our duties and responsibility for a very long time. And like I said, I'm talking to Biafrans, captains of industry, down to clergymen, a politician, and of course, common man, common Biafran man. We all have a role to play. We will not back down until finally that which we long for, that which we desire, which is already within our grips, becomes ours. I will have to sign off from here, but we continue from where we stop tomorrow. Just working very hard to correct the system, but then it is a kind of distracting me. This having been said, I will encourage you, wherever you are across the globe, look for Biafra Nation Family and join. A platform where you will have a say. A platform where there is fairness, justice, and equity. A platform where everybody's opinion counts. As I sign off from here, I say remain focused, remain Biafra, remain blessed, and God be with all of us. Good night, and God bless you.
All hail Biafra, the land of rising sun. This is our own flag, the sign of unity.